Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're back, man. Episode 207. Before we get into it, man, special ad read from our friends over at Clap Cleats. Clap Cleats is the first ever sex sock for those that want to figure out what this thing is about. We've been talking about them for quite a while now, so I'm pretty sure some of you guys are up to speed. But if you're not, this is a sock that is specially engineered for certain sexual positions, one of them being doggy style, which is a fan favorite.
My bad, I'm not even paying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's all
doggy
good.
style, yeah.
These socks are a real crowd pleaser, and a lot of people are talking about their experiences with Clap Cleats. Mm-hmm. And it ain't just us trying to put out this fake narrative about these socks being good for sex. These socks, they basically enable you. I won't say enable, but they basically allow you to get a firm grip on the ground, whether you're having sexual relations on carpet or on hardwood flooring, which I would assume that hardwood flooring would be kind of painful.
Yeah.
It's like, are we playing basketball or having sex? What the fuck's going on here? Yeah, but
these used to be white, but now they're black because I've been putting these to use lately. So.
Man, he's been wearing them socks out.
I've been wearing them out and wearing ass out too. So.
All right, give it up for Keith wearing out that ass. All right, and this is also Keith's first podcast back from his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
30-year-old man.
I'm a old man now.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
And when you turn 30, you need Clap Cleats to kind of take off the edge from you being in your 30s now.
Yeah.
This is 30-year-old dick now. This ain't
the traction is different.
This is different, man. This ain't no 20-something-year-old. This is over 30-year-old dick, man. We need as much help as we can get. Mm-hmm. Some of these ladies are too aggressive and they wear us out. Yeah. So we need as much help as we can get.
Yeah, those young women in their 20s now, damn, crazy.
Throwing back that 26-year-old ass ain't no joke, man. It ain't no joke, dude. It was so tough. One day I started praying one time. I was like, please, Lord. She's throwing it back so hard.
Lord, please don't let me bust quick.
I bet you God was
praying to God while you about to bust.
I bet you God was like, nigga, what? I'm tired of these niggas asking me for this.
Oh, man.
I wonder if he'd be like, God, please don't let me bust quit. And God be like, this nigga trash.
God forwarding calls when you talk about sex in your prayers.
Oh,
that's
man.
Crazy.
But yeah, head over to clapcleats.com and use special discount code Trucker69 for a 15% discount. Once again, head over to our friends at clapcleats.com and use discount code Trucker69 to get these socks.
Yeah. I was just playing. I'm going to use these one day and then I'll come on the platform and give a real
Definitely. Got to use them. Since you got these socks from them, I ain't got no pussy, so I definitely got to use these socks sometime soon.
Desert out here.
Yeah, man, it's dry, man. Mm-hmm. I guess women are raising their standards. They're like, I don't fuck truck drivers. Yeah, it's all good, ladies. We still love you. All right, let's get right into it. Gas prices. As we've all seen recently, gas prices have went up significantly, but no need to fret, okay? This is something that has already happened. I remember when I was in college back in the day, gas got up to $5 a gallon in 2008. So, yeah, 2000, like late 2007, 2008, that shit was expensive. Mm-hmm. All right. National average for a gallon of gas tops $4, the highest price at the pump since 2008. Gasoline prices surged to the highest level since 2008 on Sunday as crude oil supply fears stemming from Russia's war on Ukraine increased the impact of consumers at the pump. The national average for a gallon of gas hit $4.09 on Sunday, according to AAA, which is the highest since July 2008, not adjusting for inflation. Prices have been rising at a fast clip. Consumers are paying 40 cents more than a week ago and 57 cents more than a month ago. In some places, consumers are paying much more. California's average is now $5.28 per gallon. The jump in prices follows a surge in the price of oil amid Russia's war in Ukraine. The underlying cost of oil accounts for more than 50% of cost of gas that consumers put in their cars. And U.S. oil is trading levels not seen since 2008. Okay. Look here, folks. This is what I'll say. A lot of people are complaining about the price of gas. Like, oh my God, gas is so high. Unless you're going to get a skateboard, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I have not really worried about the price of gas for years. I really haven't. That's not to say, oh, I got so much money, Eddie's rich. Fuck no, I'm far from that. But I'm not going to complain about something I have no control over. You're either going to put fucking gas in your car or you're not. Mm-hmm. I think that as Americans, we're complainers. Mm-hmm. We are complainers. We will complain about shit and not do. We will complain about something and still partake in the thing we complain about. Because people are too lazy. Everybody's fat and lazy. They are not walking anywhere.
I'm not walking nowhere.
Yeah, so like, come on. Nobody's going to walk anywhere. So, motherfucker, just stop. Who cares?
Sometimes you got to get your rocks off, though. Like, man, this gas is high as hell, and then you still going to spend $75 to fill up your tank.
So it's like,
which doesn't really do anything, but
no,
it may make you feel better.
Just go see a therapist, motherfucker. You're going to complain about something. Hey, you know what you need to do? Go get one of those fucking bird scooters and take it to work.
Yeah, that might be, yeah.
I mean, think about it. We got a bunch of fucking bird scooters all over Bakersfield, all over the place, and nobody's really using them.
The kids be using them. I be seeing the kids.
Sometimes I see a group of people using the bird scooters, but it's like only for like content purposes. They probably
they doing YouTube videos.
Look, we're using scooters and let's put it on YouTube and get 7 views. I don't want to give a fuck about that shit.
They're on TikTok with the bird scooters. I seen a kid. They was doing some. Somebody got murdered outside.
My God, there's multiple ambulances.
Yeah,
it's been
that was police.
Yeah, it's been a drive-by XL today. Yeah.
But I seen a kid on the it was like a group of kids, and they were on the bird scooters, but they took one of the like the trash, the big tube trash cans may be outside like during school or whatever.
Yeah, the big gray ones.
Yeah, they took one of those and then they put it upside down, and then the kid was like sitting on it while he was riding a scooter. So it was like a seat, and he was kind of elevated. It was wild.
What?
Yeah, he was all in the street doing some crazy stuff.
He was jumping on the trash can?
He wasn't jumping on it. He used the trash can as something to sit on. It was like a seat, like a makeshift seat almost.
Okay.
And he was just riding a scooter, and he was sitting on the thing. So it was just like a seat that he could sit on. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but just kids being idiots.
He took it with him?
Yeah.
He put it on the back of the scooter?
Like imagine the trash can outside of a liquor store.
Okay.
Like literally just took it, flipped it upside down, put it on the feet part of the scooter and sat on top of the trash can, and then he was riding the bird scooter.
These motherfuckers are so lazy they can't ride a scooter the way it was meant to be driven. This nigga didn't want to burn no calories. It's already electric, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shit.
But if you haven't, I actually seen one day, this isn't like the bird scooters, but they look like some lawyers or something, like maybe in their 30s, and they were all driving these motorized skateboards downtown. I was like, dang, they look super cool. Like, just
I don't know,
suits
man.
On and stuff.
I don't know if they was lawyers. They could have just been public defenders or something.
Yeah.
We don't have gas to get to work. I have to defend DeMonte today. You're getting 20 years. What public defenders do? The public defenders, if people don't know what they are, public defenders are not lawyers. They're basically people that that are paid by the local government or whatever. That they just represent you. Mm-hmm. All they do is allow people to take deals, and then they just basically put their hands up like,
yeah.
That's all they do.
But also, public defenders don't get a fair shake because it'd be a lot on a plate, and a lot of these people be guilty, and obviously they're fighting to try to prove their innocence or shorten the amount of time that they get in prison or whatever. But imagine getting like 5 murderers in a row that can't afford a real lawyer, and you just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you can't defend that.
Yeah.
Like, this dude chopped somebody's head off. What the fuck are we gonna do? Well, it wasn't his intention to chop his head all the way off, just slightly dismember it.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was any malicious intent there.
Yeah.
90 years.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. What if you got 90 years and you outlived that fucking sentence?
That would be wild.
I think once you get to 80 years, they just gonna kill you.
He probably wouldn't even want to be out. he would have like he may have a month of actual living outside of prison.
There was an inmate, and I don't want to shift gears too much, but there was an inmate that said he was in prison so long that there was a CO there, and by the time the end of his sentence was about to end, the CO's son was working in there.
Dang.
He said that when the CO had a baby, everybody was congratulating him, right? They was congratulating him and telling him, "All congratulations on your baby." And by the time his sentence ended, that same baby was working in the fucking prison.
He the LeBron James of correctional officers.
Yeah. What? No. The inmate.
No, what I'm saying is LeBron James wants to play basketball with his son.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's a harsh story. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, this gas ain't nothing you can do about it, people. Okay, the only thing you could do to keep up with inflation and with the things that are happening in this world is you have to make more money. That is all you can do is make more money. Because I hate to say this, folks. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I've been broke more in my life than I've had any money, okay? And I will tell you this. If you don't have money, no one gives a fuck.
That's true.
They don't give a fuck. Rent still due. Car payments still due. Mortgage still due. Everything is still due. No one gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the money, they don't care. If you don't have gas money, you could cry and say, "This isn't right. I don't have enough money to pay for gas." Everybody just gonna drive by you in their car because they pay for their shit. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna feel bad for you. We're all adults. No one cares. I'm sorry, they don't.
The only thing that I do, and it doesn't really combat anything, is I just try to fill my gas tank up to full every time. So it doesn't. I'm not as affected by the ups and downs of the gas prices as much. Obviously, when you fill it up, it is whatever price it is. It is what it is. But if I filled it up before it went up to 40 cents or whatever, I'll be good for at least a couple weeks. You know what I mean? But outside of that, you just got to make more money.
Here's some advice. I think we need to be very intentional about where we go. Right. So, for example, you fill your tank up and you want to go here or there, be very intentional about where you're going. If you feel like you could waste your time somewhere or something may not be that great, just don't even waste your time going.
Yeah.
Save your time and gas. More importantly, save your time. Right? Mm-hmm. But if you just out here just going to every club or going here, going there, or be like, we have to go out. Like, don't complain about gas. You could have been sitting your motherfucking ass down chilling.
Yeah.
Watching Netflix for free. Like, we in our 30s, man. Like, how many fucking places do you need to go?
Yeah.
That's a big red flag for me right there, too. This is kind of off topic. Whenever a girl is always doing some shit, always doing stuff, and she in her 30s, you always in the mix. You always at some place drinking or at some club or doing this or doing that. I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. She doing too much for me.
Yeah. You're not in your prime no more. You got to chill out.
Nah, you're not in your prime. But women, hold up, though. Women are in their sexual prime at 36.
Good for them.
They've reached the fountain.
The club.
They've reached the fountain of WAP.
The fountain of WAP?
Yeah, that motherfucker gets super juicy at 36. I don't know. I think as men, when we get older, we get less horny. Yeah. Right? We get less horny and they get more horny. Why can't we ever be on the same page?
Man, that's trash.
Yeah, it's like, you'd be like, you know what? I think we should go to, we should probably go to Big Bear or something. And, maybe get some skis or something. Yeah. And she'll just be like, I need some dick.
My sex drive is like manual these days.
What do you mean?
It just takes a while to shift gears. I might be stalling out.
Oh man. This nigga Keith driving a Volkswagen Beetle. Oh man, that's crazy, man. Yeah, it's just a lot of times, bro, you don't even be horny like that. It's not like your sex drive is like down, but it's like, I just want to relax. Let's have sex tomorrow. I don't want to do all this right now.
Yeah.
I had multiple conversations with men my age or older, some even younger. They'd be like, yo, man, like my wife was bugging me for sex before I went to work. I'm like, babe, I got to go to work. I already don't want to go to work, and now you want to have sex with me? Like, no, man.
Bro, you think about the stuff you would do in your late teens and early 20s to like just smash anything.
Right.
You might drive the bus across town.
Right.
You might walk 2 or 3 miles. You might wake up at 5 a.m. when her mom go to work, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But now it's like, if it ain't convenient, it's just like, I'll see you on the next.
I remember it was times where you about to, this is like, you be like 22, 23, whatever, and you about to get some pussy and you drive into the location, or you're on your way to go get laid and your dick is hard while you driving to the destination. You already on hard in the car.
That's comedy.
Right? Yeah. It ain't like that in your 30s. You be chilling and it's like your dick don't get hard till right when you about to have sex.
That's comedy, man.
Like right when you about, it's like setting up an appointment at the DMV. Boop. D9. Window number 7. You're like, okay, my dick hard now. All right, let's do this. Let me pay for this registration. Oh, man.
It's different, man.
Yo,
it is a blessing to be older. I hear a lot of people, they feel like, man, I haven't accomplished enough yet, or
right.
I haven't, I'm getting a little bit older. I'm about to be 30. I'm about to be 35, whatever the case may be. And they feel like they're not at a place in life where they want to be.
Yeah.
I just say, man, it's everybody's timing is different, man.
Way different.
Like, it's even, whether it's a relationship or marriage or having kids or, being wherever you want to be in your career. Everybody's pace is different. And then the hardest part for us is that we compare ourselves to people who are relatively unsuccessful at things.
Yes.
Right? So we're comparing ourselves to like our parents whom may have, had a failed marriage, or we're comparing ourselves to our aunt or our uncle that got married when they was 18, but now they divorced. Right. And it's just like, let's just try to focus on ourselves and then stop putting this like social pressure of I'm supposed to do this by this age.
Yeah. The problem with us too is where we create these metrics in our mind of what success or failure is because we paid too much attention to everyone else's fucking life. Mm-hmm. And we be like, Sally has a house at 26. David has a house at 26. Why don't I have a house? Mm-hmm. I'm doing something wrong. False. We reach different destinations at different times.
Yeah.
If you don't have a fucking house till you're 40, did you still have a house? Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta chill, man. You have to be able to give yourself some grace, man. Chill the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Evaluate. Am I doing enough to get the things I want? If the answer is yes, but it's taking longer, then chill, man.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out. Continue to be steadfast in the things you want, but don't sit back and be like, I'm a failure because I ain't got this. Mm-hmm. Stop it.
Yeah, it's facts.
Stop that, man.
It's just one of those things. I think if we just focus on ourselves, we won't even think about like, cause that's all we're doing. We're only comparing ourselves to other people that have accomplished certain things at a younger age.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be successful in any capacity.
Yes.
Especially being successful when you're younger. And the way I look at it too, I'll let you finish. Sorry about that. Go ahead. The way I look at it too is like, at least for me, like I graduated college when I was 26 years old, I think. And I had to realize that I wasn't afforded the same luxuries and opportunities that some people had. If my parents didn't go to college, and I don't know too many people with a degree, I didn't know too many people that could help me manage, or get a loan or, figure out what school I should go to or whatever the case may be. So a lot of my time spent through my, college career was just figuring stuff out. And I think like when you look at things in that way, when you look at, the home buying process or getting married or whatever, you realize that no one is telling us how to do these things. We're just figuring it out. So it may take a little bit more time. And then also like we're just a little bit more careful sometimes. We're a little bit more careful with our time and our energy. So we're not just expending energy in certain places just for the sake of it, just doing stuff or trying to be fitting whatever we want to do in a certain time frame. So.
Related to that, you also got to be careful with who you're watching and comparing yourself to and saying, I'm a failure. The reason why you got to watch that is because some people pretend very fucking well. You may think that they are eyes and ears above you, but they're really not doing the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know the people that the motherfuckers on social media that always got pictures of them and they significant other and they're by the beach and they got the man got to go watch home with his shirt off and she's in a bikini taking all these photos. Man, they broke.
Yeah.
They broke. They probably they got out there on a free trip somewhere. They probably with somebody else. Like, you never know. Be very careful who you compare yourself to, because a lot of people fake very, very well. You have to channel all of your focus on yourself, right? But yeah, I don't know. We've got into that wormhole. Guess the topic at the top was gas.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, to wrap this up, unless you plan on getting a skateboard or putting a dumpster on the back of a scooter, I don't think that you should even worry about it, man. This shit's gonna go back down or it's gonna go up. If gas got up to $10 a gallon, I'm still gonna be driving. So will you. You're gonna complain about it, and it may take up most of your check, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing you said was just kind of, if gas is starting to get high, just be more mindful of where you're going. You know what I mean? If your gas is on E and you're trying to have a dick appointment, you might want to put a vibrator out.
Yeah, it's going to be some women like, there's going to be a lot of mad women with these gas prices. They're going to be like, I went to go get some dick and it was terrible. I need my gas money back, or a Uber or something.
They just send them a request on Cash App.
Yeah, they can send them a request like, run that, please. Like, what got to give you money for? I ain't gonna lie. If I gave a woman, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. If I gave a woman some bad dick, I would probably send her a Cash App. Cause
how much you sending her?
Probably like $30.
That's facts.
Yeah, I'm saying get you a combo from El Pollo Loco. Get you a few of them.
Sorry for wasting your time. Damn.
Sorry for the bad dick. I'll be better next time.
I'll pay your Netflix subscription for a month.
Yeah, I'll pay that for a month. Look, man, we're not always at the top of our game. Sometimes we give out bad dick, man.
That's facts. Yeah.
Sometimes we do, man.
Yes.
So all the guys that be out here talking about, I be tearing it up, I be doing that. No, you don't. Not every time.
I seen a really great TikTok from I don't know if it was like a nurse or like some sort of like sexual relationship expert.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
And the thing was basically like, women were complaining like, my guy only lasts a minute or whatever, and she was like, part of the reason for that is because you guys aren't having enough sex. So she was saying like, try having sex every day of the week or multiple times, and then see how he pans out in a week or so. So that happens too. Like if it's been like 2-3 months and you finally smash something, like in the experience, unless you got a blue chew and some clap cleats, the experience may not be what it hyped up to be.
Women be horny at inconvenient times. You be like, man, I'm so depressed. You're like, oh my God, I'm so turned on. Like, I can't fuck you like this. I can't.
Yeah, I know depression did.
I'm one of those people that if I'm depressed or I'm going through it, I can't have sex, yo.
Yeah.
I'm just going through too much in my head to perform.
Yeah.
You might get on the pussy and tears start coming out your eyes. Like, oh my God, is it that good? Women got an ego problem. Like, oh my God, it's that good? I knew it.
Or they insecure. Oh my gosh, is it that bad?
You're like, oh my God, you're crying on my pussy. It's not good. Stop. Let's just stop having sex. All right, switching gears. A TikTok star arrested. Recently, a TikTok star was arrested after FBI identified this guy by his sneakers. A rising social media star was arrested after FBI connected him to a series of robberies by identifying his shoes on TikTok. His name is Chosen Terrell Hannah. Yeah, they chose you all right. 22 has over 149,000 followers on the social media app TikTok. Well, that's pretty much all they really had on this one. But basically, he was committing a string of robberies, and he was doing TikToks right after he was committing the robberies.
What an idiot.
Yeah, and they were looking at the videos, and they got a special tip from somebody. And the same shoes he robbed these places on, he was wearing them on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how people don't think they won't get caught. Like, people really think that this is 1960. Like, they can't find ways to get you.
Yeah.
Before the podcast, me and Keith were talking about, like, they have this thing called bullet tracker, I think it is, where if somebody's shooting like pow 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 pow, they could use sonics. They could use sonic technology to find out where those gunshots came from, and all the cops go to that area.
Yeah.
So when they're using sonic technology, and we're not talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, we're talking about sonics, like sound waves.
Yeah.
When they can use sonic technology to find where gunshots are coming from, they can use other forms of investigations to see, hey, who the fuck's robbing all these stores? Oh, he wore these shoes. Especially if it's a very specific shoe. For example, imagine if it's a Jordan 1 that's pink, brown, and green, right? And imagine only pink, brown, and green shoes came to the Valley Plaza Mall. A shipment came in of only 90 of those shoes. So one of the 90 people wearing those shoes committed the fucking crime.
And they have raffles too now.
What do you mean?
Like in order to buy certain shoes, they have the raffles on the sneaker app and stuff like that. So
they got your information.
It's tied all.
It's all tied together. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna look at the video and say, hey, what's the description of the guy wearing those Jordans? Oh, he has dreads. He had a mask on, but he's about 6 foot. Okay, let's go back to who got these shoes. Oh, boom, size 13. Jamel Allen. He's the one who did it.
Yeah.
These are how they're getting busted. There was a documentary called Nightcrawler. And the Nightcrawler was terrorizing Los Angeles in the 80s. He was committing a bunch of home invasions, shooting, stabbing, and killing people. And what ended up happening is the way one of the investigators found out who the fuck was doing it is he kept seeing this shoe mark at all the crime scenes. He took that shoe mark and was able to narrow down how many of those shoes from that company came into Los Angeles and narrowed it down to him. And then they never could find him. But it's crazy. Even in the 80s, they had the technology to narrow down who bought what shoe, where it came from, and how many of them came down.
Yeah.
The best thing I would tell people to do, and I can't give advice on how to rob places. I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is if you have any specifics, don't do that. Like, don't, if you're robbing a place, at least wear black shoes.
Yeah. But even then, you could look at certain shoe, like the Chucks that I'm wearing, they have a certain style on the bottom, so maybe if you track mud into the mall or whatever, it's like they could, use that type of technology to
just wear Crocs, bro.
Yeah,
just put on some Crocs.
I was gonna make a joke and say wear clap cleats, but this is very distinctive. If the clap cleat too is gonna be at the bottom when you walking in the store, the
FBI be busting through our studio trying to arrest us.
We're the only people in Bakersfield with clap cleats.
Yeah, we're the only podcast in Bakersfield that's promoting clap cleats. There's no other podcast trying to sell you a sex sock besides us.
That's crazy.
They'd be having us on the 5 o'clock news.
Yeah,
I didn't do nothing, man. I didn't do nothing.
I have a wild mugshot.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Your hair would be crazy.
Yeah,
Keith's hair would be looking like
eyes red.
Yeah.
I'll be the type to smile in my mugshot, like one of those weirdos.
Yeah, Keith's mugshot, his hair would really be gray that day. Keith's hair would be looking like some cereal over there. Oh no! I remember when I think I sent, was it last week, when your hair was like kind of poofy. Usually, I don't know if you put like gel in it and rub it through or grease, but this day it looked like it was kind of like Afro-ish.
Yeah,
and it kind of reminded me of like the mushroom person on Mario.
Oh
Mario.
Yeah. We talked about that on the pod.
What?
About Toad and stuff.
Oh, Toad. Yeah, that's a trip, man.
Good old Mario.
Yeah, you could never get away with fucking crime, man.
Especially now, the technology is too crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone has a phone. There's even apps, like different neighborhood apps to alert other people if it's crime in the neighborhood. Everyone has cameras set up around their house. Police can pull up all the footage from, all those different things.
Yeah.
It's surveillance everywhere, man.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yeah, you don't really need all that surveillance. All you need is at least one Karen in every neighborhood.
Yeah, you definitely need a Karen.
You're not supposed to be there. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Don Quarius.
You're like,
get your Jordan 1s and get out of here.
How do you know my name? I know everything about you. Now leave now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Are you authorized to be in this building?
And the crazy part is, like, he could have monetized his TikTok, and I don't know how much money he was making from TikTok, but he had a decent following. You know what I mean?
Bruh, I seen this TikTok earlier where it was like a Karen that walked up. It was a girl that was leaving Walmart, and she had a receipt and everything, and some girl walked up to her. I guess she had a regular Walmart uniform. It's like, excuse me, do you have a receipt for that? She's like, bitch, leave me alone. And she was like live recording.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you have a receipt for that? She's like, bitch. And I was just dying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what's funny too is sometimes it's not even loss prevention people. It'd be regular employees trying to stop people from stealing.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't give a fuck who steal from this place. When I worked at Sears in college, it would be somebody stealing. They would run right by me, and I'll just be like, oh, dang, he got away.
Yeah.
I'm not about to stop them.
You gonna get paid the same amount regardless.
Yeah.
Whether you save that $30 for Sears or not, you gonna get that same little measly $8.25 an hour.
Loss prevention at Sears one time, one of the main dudes that was working there, he was like, hey, man. He's like, I mean, you didn't try to stop him from leaving? I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't get involved. He's like, oh, my gosh.
He was mad?
Yeah, like, man, fuck you. I'm not about to. Dude, I was, 21 years old? 21 years old? I'm not about to stop this motherfucker from stealing.
It's not worth it, man.
Fuck no. I knew way back then. The crazy thing about Sears, dude, there were people that were older that had been working there for a long time. Mm-hmm. And Sears was already going downhill back in 2006, 7, right in there. Mm-hmm. These people have been there like fucking over 20 years when I was working there. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, y'all care about this place too much.
Man.
Yeah, I already mentioned the Black Friday shit. Uh-huh. How I literally had to stop grown people from acting like children. Mm-hmm. I'm 21 years old, and you got grown ass people trying to trample each other to get into Sears
for some sales.
I'm like, dude, I told this one dude, and it was right in front of the store manager and some other person. I was like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? Mm-hmm. And they didn't say nothing.
Did they stop?
They stopped and they went back. But here's the thing, though. This is what I don't like about certain businesses. I was a little bit smaller than what I am now, so I was a pretty big guy. Mm-hmm. And Robert, the homie, he bigger than me. Robert, like 6'5", 6'6". Mm-hmm. So he told him to chill, and the people went back. They had no problem with us being a little disrespectful in that moment because we was protecting they scary ass. Yeah, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So they could use the big black and brown guy at that moment. Mm-hmm. But we had a little store manager. I'll name drop because he was a piece of shit. His name was Magaji. He was from South Africa. Okay, he's just like a little nerdy egghead motherfucker, but he's a really.
Was he black or white?
He's a white dude.
White dude. Okay.
Yeah, white dude. But he had since he was from South Africa, he had
like a Elon Musk kind of.
Exactly, like an Elon Musk type of guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Charlize Theron. She's from
right. Exactly. But this guy was a fucking dick. Mm-hmm. Probably, if we run this back like 10 years from now, he'll probably try to sue me for defamation or something.
Defamation.
I don't know. You know how all these lawsuits work.
Yeah.
I just probably tell him to fuck himself. But no. Yeah, those are good times, man. I don't know. I got off track. But anyways, yeah, you would never outrun the reach of the law. Mm-hmm. You do some shit, man. There's no right way to really do the wrong thing.
I think one of my cousins.
Man, that was a loud drink. Fuck.
Man, gotta stay hydrated.
That's just like.
My cousin got caught up. I think he stole an iPad from some store, and he got caught up in a similar way. I forget exactly how it was, but I think he turned it on, and the whole Find My iPad or whatever popped on, and then they found him. He was all on the news. So it's just so hard to be a criminal, man. It's probably just easier to fill out a job application these days.
You know, it's hard out here for a criminal. You ain't know, nigga. When you try to make this money for the rent.
That was funny.
Yo, that was my shit back in the day. On Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
That was actually had some dope songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoop That Trick was dope.
Yeah.
And then Hard Out Here for a Pimp. Down.
He was hitting the buttons. They had the freaking eggs, the cup holders on the wall.
Yeah.
For McDonald's or whatever.
DJ was like, it was hilarious, like his accent. He's like, man, run that shit back again, man. Let's do that shit again, man. We got to do that again. I got all these beats in my head, man. I got all this shit in my head, man.
That's funny, man. Terrence he had popped out on the 3-6 Mafia verses, I think.
Oh, he did? Mm-hmm. He had a flow on there that used to have me busting up. But I gotta keep my game tight like Kobe on game night. That shit was dope though, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And it was so raw.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That's a dope movie.
I think 3-6, they that's actually their song.
What you mean?
They produced both of those songs, I believe.
Yeah, that was their songs. Yeah. That's how they won the Oscar.
Yeah, Hard for a Pimp.
Mm-hmm. Hard out here. Yeah,
they got, was it Academy Award?
Yeah, it's Oscar Academy Awards. Same thing.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
I think it's very, I won't say very rare, but it's I think them and then 8 Mile with Eminem. I think he got one. I don't know of too many other hip hop artists. Maybe Common, John Legend might have got one for one of those songs.
John Legend probably got one.
Oh.
90% of John Legend's songs is him like moaning in a harmonious way.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we're just ordinary people. The
John
mistletoe.
John Legend always sound like he getting head. Oh, suck on the tip.
I'm gonna come out. It's coming out. He got the Christmas songs he comes out with every year, or the same ones.
Yeah.
What's this like? I'll bring the mistletoe. I'll be here forever.
Jingle bells. Oh.
Jingle balls, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Santa Claus is an ordinary person. Oh, this guy is so crazy.
That's wild.
John Legend, you are so crazy. All right, switching gears. T.I., the rapper T.I., just started doing comedy. Recently, the rapper T.I. can't get a salve.
It's the Cain, homie.
It's the Cain, man. Okay. He started doing comedy recently. He had mentioned in an interview with comedian Godfrey, him and Godfrey had a little bit of a back and forth, and let me just give you the whole gist of it. Basically, Godfrey was doing a set out in Atlanta, which is T.I.'s hometown, and after he had been on stage, Godfrey had been on stage for an hour and 40 minutes, he got off and they said, hey, we're going to bring T.I. after you. He was like, oh, wow, T.I.'s doing comedy? All right, cool, do it. Let's send him up. But he ended up doing that, but later on Godfrey's podcast, he mentioned that normally no one goes on after the headliner, right? Mm-hmm. He mentioned especially like an open micer, like you're not a comedian yet or whatever. He just had like little, not really shots at T.I., but, he's been in comedy for over 20-something years. So, T.I. getting that amount of, I won't say acclaim, that's not the right diction, but that amount of attention is kind of odd. But he has that star already that he's built.
He also mentioned that he wasn't going to go watch him because he's like, I'm not going to watch. I've just finished. I'm not going to watch a guy for 30 minutes or whatever after I just finish an hour and a half of comedy.
Yeah. I mean, that's to each his own. Me personally, I don't have the amount of like star power or that amount of experience that Godfrey has. Maybe that's just him, but I'm into it. If I want to see T.I. do comedy. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that he was salty for doing it, but honestly, I don't have a problem watching somebody that goes after me. I don't have an ego at all. I feel like Godfrey has a little bit of ego too, because he's been doing this shit a while.
But I think from his standpoint, like he just doesn't want to watch bad comedy. And I know for me, like even going to open mics, I don't care to sit through bad comedy. Sometimes it's funny just to see somebody like up there just kind of sweating and trying to figure it out. But
Yeah.
for the most part, like you just want to watch good comedy.
Yeah, sometimes a bomb is hilarious though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I hate? Bitches. You be like, this shit is so horrible that it's hilarious. Get this guy a beer. This guy is fucking terrible. Yeah, but I mean, to make a long story short, they had a back and forth, and T.I. felt a little bit slighted about what had happened. And he was like, you know what, homie? I feel like a lot of comedians is like, they feel threatened by, you know, the fact that you've been doing this 17 years and then I come up and I get more popularity than you get. And it's like, well, T.I., first of all, the issue I think T.I. has, he has a huge ego. It is maniac level ego. And you can't carry that into comedy. You just can't. You have to remove your ego and understand that you're new at this shit. I don't even consider myself a comedian. I don't. I have not put in enough work to be a comedian. I've done open mics. I've done some shows, but I am not a comedian. I reserve that title for real fucking comedians that go to all these open mics, that go up on stage every week. Those are real comedians.
Yeah.
You know, they've stood the test of time. There are some people, there was even Akash. Shout out to Akash Singh. Akash said that he bombed for almost 3 years straight. Mm-hmm. Like, but a bomb for him is probably different than other people.
Mm-hmm. He's going for it.
He's going for it. But
his thing is like, what is this thing called? Free up.
Bring back our pool. His shit blowing up. The New York Times wrote an article about him. You see that? Mm-hmm. Fuck.
Yeah.
That he getting major, man. Shout out to him too.
And he put the work in.
Yeah. Shout out to him, especially for being a brown man. He's is he Punjabi, I think.
Okay.
I believe, or Sikh Indian, I believe. Mm-hmm. But he's putting in the work. But to make a long story short, with T.I., man, a lot of ego. He also, I watched a few of his open mics, I guess you could say. I don't like to overly evaluate new comedians because it's not fair. A lot of times you're doing open mics, you're just throwing it's basically like a rough draft, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're just putting shit out there and hoping to get some laughs. What I don't like about what he does on stage is he'll have a fucking 16 or more minute set of him telling stories. And it's like, dude, who do you think you are? Like, you haven't been doing this very long. So if that's the way you think you can do it, cool. But like, dude, most people craft jokes. Most of the storytelling comedians, they usually can tell a story because they've built up to that. Mm-hmm. But as a new comic, man, he wouldn't give a fuck about what I have to say. Mm-hmm. But 5 minutes feels like 30 minutes when you're a new comic.
Yeah.
You got 5 minutes is a long time to somebody that has no experience. I think, what's the longest I did, Keith? Was it 15?
Probably like 12, 13.
Right in there? Mm-hmm. 12 or 13? I think it was a 15-minute set, but I got off in 13 or 14.
Yeah, I think so. Also, the way Tyson structures his shows, it's like, yeah, man, go up there and do 30 minutes. Yeah, sure.
I'm not about to do no 30 minutes, motherfucker. I ain't about to do that. I think we're lucky to have somebody like Tyson, though, and the reason why is because Tyson will give you access to even get up on stage. That's not normal in other cities.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason why I got any access to get on stage in the first place is because of Tyson. That's facts.
Yeah, same
The
here.
first time I ever went on stage, I went up to Tyson. He said, all right, sure, come on, let's go.
Yeah, Tyson asked, well, he didn't really, I guess he asked me to be on there because people were mentioning to him that I had been doing good at the open mic. So
okay.
He's like, hey, man, like I heard you doing pretty good over there. You should do a show.
Yeah, I reached out to Tyson. He's like, yeah, come on, let's go. And I thought he was like, oh, man, this guy ain't going to do shit.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, let's go. You up? I'm like, oh,
that easy, huh?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is the first time I went up on stage, I was shocked that people were laughing.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that I don't like to, what do you call it? Self-evaluate my humor and that I'm funny. But people have told me that I've been pretty funny for pretty much my whole life. But here's the difference. Being funny and getting up on stage and telling jokes are two completely different fucking things.
Yeah.
When you're creating and writing jokes, you have to find the premise for things. You have to find out where it sets up. You have to find out, how long you need to take in between jokes. All that shit matters.
Yeah.
But one thing that people don't mention, 120%, you have to be authentically yourself.
Yeah. That's I never struggled. Like you said, like if you didn't know people were going to laugh, I always knew. Like when I got up there, yeah, I knew I was.
Oh, okay. All right, Keith.
I was just playing, but no, it's a it's a real art form, and I think the thing that I would say to T.I. is like you were saying, like you gotta remove your ego. One, because the egotistical comedian, it doesn't really work. Like you're trying to make people laugh,
right?
And then secondly, like the medium will humble you.
Yes.
So if you in Denver, Colorado, at some random comedy club and nobody knows who you are, and you're telling these long-winded stories or you're crafting jokes in a way where you get a lot of laughs in Atlanta or whatever, they may not work in that capacity.
No.
So I think above all, we have to, one, you got to humble yourself, and two, you got to put the work in. And I don't think I think everybody we shouldn't like skip steps, So even for us as podcasters or, whatever, like, even though the podcast had already started by the time you did comedy and I did comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
But we still approached it like and even though our podcast is like has a comedic element to it, we still approached stand up as like this new
blank canvas.
Yeah, this entirely new thing, and we didn't approach it like, oh, we funny on podcasts, so we know we can do this. Like I actually took, I can only speak for myself, but I actually took my time trying to memorize my jokes. I crafted it out. I made sure, because I went to an open mic first. You went to an actual show first, but
yeah,
I took my time and timed it and made sure it fell within that 5-minute range. And, I tried to memorize every single word of my show and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a thing. Like you can't skip the steps, man. And especially if you want to be one of the greats, because you coming from being a hip hop artist, people are already looking at you like, oh, you can't do this. So I think, when people are already telling you what you can't do, I would double down on the technical aspect of it. Sit down with guys like Andrew Schultz, sit down with, with the Lil Duvals and stuff like that. And like, you really learn from them and really try to, take in the information that they can offer you. And you have a huge advantage. Godfrey was even saying like, get some guys to help you write jokes, and then from there, once you learn how to write the jokes, then you could take that and run with it. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true. I know with me, what I've prided myself in is every time that I've went up on stage, whether it's open mic or a show, is I tried my hardest to make sure that I put jokes out there, like that I really wrote them down, that I really went through them. I looked in the mirror, told the jokes, try to do the mannerisms, try to incorporate, envision how I would do crowd work if someone was to react a certain way. And I really care. You can tell when someone cares, because I'm not trying to put out no negative energy towards any other comic, but I don't want to reference the show or nothing, but I did a show, and the guy that went up before me, I think it was like 2 people before me. I can't remember where he was. I think he was the first comedian. I can't remember, but he was just like literally just using the word bitch over and over and over and over and over. And I'm sure that the women weren't offended, but they were. And here's why. If you're Chris Tucker or you're Chris Rock and you'd be like, bitch, go over there and do da. If you're hilarious, women know that you're not speaking to them, right?
Yeah.
And I know this sounds weird. They know you're not speaking to them. I don't personally call women the B word, but if you're a terrible comic and you don't do a good job of crafting these jokes and you using the B word over and over, they're gonna be like, oh my God, he hates women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it sounds malicious because you suck.
Yeah.
You can't, whenever you see somebody cracking black jokes, trans jokes, gay joke, whatever, right? When it's funny, no one gets offended.
Yeah.
If a white dude cracks a black joke and it's hilarious and me and Keith laughing, no one gets offended. But when this is random white guy like, yep, niggers got to get it together, we'd be like, what?
Yeah, it's not even funny.
This isn't even funny. Then it comes off as malicious.
Yeah.
I've heard some black, freaking Andrew Schultz crack some funny ass jokes.
Yeah.
That
air R&B.
Oh, bro, that shit had me dying. Comedian Andrew Schultz talked about he got a Airbnb, and he said when he went in there, he seen like some cocoa butter, and then he seen something else. I forgot what he seen, like some condiments or something else. He's like, yo, this must have been some black folks in here. He's like, he said instead of an Airbnb, this is an Air R&B. I started fucking dying. I was fucking dying. That shit was hilarious. Then he had another joke where this black dude walks into the show late, right? Mm-hmm. He walks in late, and he's like, yo, who the fuck is this guy coming there late? He's like, you came in late and you brought chicken. That's the blackest shit I've ever seen. And everybody started laughing, including all the black people. We was just dying because it was actually hilarious.
Yeah.
But if you're not funny, dude, I mean, I send my best of luck to T.I., man. I really do. Because I want people to be funny.
Yeah.
I don't want people to be out there. Because a bomb, like a bad bomb, is the next thing that's just as sad as a bad bomb is probably a funeral. But at least there's a fucking dead body involved with the funeral. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. Nah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very humbling though, because you could get up there 4 or 5 times in a row, and you be, everything you says just hits, and then on that 5th or 6th time, you get up there with that one joke that's not really fleshed out or not really polished enough, and then it's just crickets in there.
It's some comedians that are so fucking hilarious, and they have such a masterful way of driving home messages that there is never an occasion where they can't be funny.
Yeah.
There are comedians that could be at a funeral and be like, this motherfucker dead ass, bitch ass nigga, or something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody
That's a wild statement at a funeral.
But everybody will be laughing because they found a way to bro, I'm telling you, if you can get away with cracking that joke at a funeral, especially if they know that you're a comedian and that was really your boy or whatever the case, everybody gonna be there busting up crying.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah.
I've had many laughs at funerals, not obviously at the dead person, but even the family members displaying humor.
I was for sure, when I was speaking for my uncle, I was literally just doing stand-up up there.
No, not really. It was a really good message. You did a really good job.
Yeah, it was definitely a message in there. Yeah, I was
funny,
trying to be funny is what I'm saying. Yeah,
it was funny. I forgot who went up there. They had me dying. Oh, no. You talked about your uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, everybody was busting up laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's a great point. If you could make people laugh at a funeral, you a funny motherfucker.
But in that moment, everyone is trying to be serious anyways. Like, we had such a good time back in the day, blah, blah, blah. People was just freestyling or speaking from the heart. Back in kindergarten, this happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I personally was like, I had an agenda of just trying to be like, just lighten the mood in a sense.
You did a great job of like blending experiences, and even when you came from a moment of, obviously, it's your family, you're sad, because I was in the front crying like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I was for sure. It was hot. The funny stuff was funny because the funny stuff is so much easier to get out, obviously.
Yeah.
But then there's like moments when you're really speaking on your relationship.
Right.
And it's like, man, it's like 2 seconds ago I'm laughing, now I'm crying, and it's just
right.
Like
but
thing.
That's the thing, when you are a multi-layered, multifaceted person, you understand like how much skill that takes.
Yeah.
Like even the fact that me and you could have a conversation unscripted and talk about our experiences and all these things, that is a skill. And it's a skill that is very rare in society, which is why podcasts have become so massive, because we are so engaged that, oh my God, they really know how to talk really well. I really like listening to them. But most people, they suck, man.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of women, man. Oh my God. Women say, I just want a guy who can have deep conversation. And then you talk to the girl and she's mildly retarded.
You either get deep dick or deep conversations. You can't get both of those. Wouldn't be one too much, man.
I got to stop using the R word, man. You got to stop saying that word, man. You got to stop saying that.
Yeah, I try not to use that.
Oh, man. Because, you never know who you're triggering with that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know I don't think personal, like, but definitely my mom's, one of my mom's childhood friends, her son is like special
Because
needs.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with comedy or anything humorous. You crack a fat joke. Oh, my God, that was hilarious. You crack a black joke. Oh, my God, that was hilarious. You say the R word. My son has special needs. I'm turning this off.
Yeah.
People get triggered, man. But they don't get triggered until it affects them.
That's true. Very true.
So it don't get triggered until it affects them. You was laughing at those black jokes really good, wasn't you?
As soon as we start talking about the LGBT community.
Yeah, then it's over. She be like, ah, niggers. Oh, now you want to turn me off? All right. Okay.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
One thing, and this is kind of a tangent. So, like, I had went to the film festival in Las Cruces this past week. And one of the things that stood out to me is, like, you know, and mind you, they're like successful directors. Like the director of the 2D Lion King movie came and spoke to us, and this guy named William H. Macy. He's an actor. He was in Shameless and a bunch of other movies and
Sounds
TV
white.
shows. Fargo. He's definitely white. But what I realized is that they're talented, like directors, writers, and stuff like that, right? And we know their work. You know, The Lion King is the highest grossing like 2D movie ever, whatever the case may be. And William H. Macy, he's like, I think he's Oscar nominated and all these different things. One thing that stood out to me is like the charisma, right? There's this like natural charisma that a lot of these people have. So even though William H. Macy is primarily a dramatic actor, like he's very funny. You know what I mean? And I say that to say, like, you know, in terms of like how we communicate or like, you know, just seeing potential in somebody. I think one of the biggest things is like, do you have a natural charisma about yourself? Like, can you be funny in, you know, just regular settings? Like if you're you know, talking to your mom or, you know, talking to your dad or, you know, talking to your niece or whatever, like, do you have like little moments where you can make them laugh and stuff like that? And that potentially can turn into, you know, you being successful at anything in terms of communication.
I feel like I'm a social chameleon in a way.
Yeah.
Like I thrive in any situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can blend with everybody. Not like I'm trying to be fake or anything, but I don't feel nervous or social anxiety or I don't want to talk to them. Like if we want to talk, we could talk.
Yeah.
You want to laugh, we can laugh. Like that's the thing I really love about being a cultured person, right? I'm a black man, obviously, but being around a mixed group of people, whether it's Mexicans, white people, other races, it doesn't matter. I can be the only person, I could be the only black guy at any of these places and fit right in and be cool and everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not socially awkward like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like this whole podcasting / comedian shit was built for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I comfortably can fit in these pockets.
Yeah.
It's such as even like a guy like Andrew Schultz, I guarantee you he's just like that. The way he interacts with all these other people is him being a white male. He can go into a room with a bunch of black people and have them dying laughing. Then he could have a bunch of Middle Eastern people, have them laughing. A bunch of Russians. He has a tour that goes to Canada. He was in Europe at one time. This motherfucker was in.
He was doing comedy in Russia, I think.
It might have been. I think he might have been. It's like, God damn, this guy can go anywhere. When you can make everyone laugh like that, that's a skill.
Yeah. Russians love American culture too.
They do. Yeah. Matter of fact, you had Russians that they were driving up your streams for your songs.
Yeah, I'd be
or
talking
to Ukrainian or Russian.
Both. I be talking to like some people out there. There's a guy that like DJs and stuff. I actually was checking in on him. I was like, yo, man, like I'm praying for you guys out there. Make sure you know stay safe and stuff like that.
The Ukrainian, it was like, your music is the bomb.
Oh my God. What's wrong with this dude? I never thought we'd get canceled, but I think pretty sure.
I think it's yeah. I think I need to stop. Oh man.
Dang. Well, guys, it was a great run.
That shit shit's not supposed to be funny at all. It's just not. That's not supposed to be funny. But it's like when you think like a comedian, this shit just comes out. I remember Chris Flail was saying something on here, and he was talking about like there's certain things that are not supposed to be funny, but they are. It's like I was thinking of this rape joke one time. Right? I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bro. If you guys get a chance, go back to that episode. It was with Chris Flail. I can't remember the number. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, if you his name is in the title.
His name's in the title. Just look up comedian Chris Flail. It's probably one of the funniest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris is dope. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, shout out to Chris, man. Oh man.
I think those are obviously like we're kind of multifaceted, so we'll have people that are not necessarily like comedians, but those are just so fun because we're just kind of just flowing and everybody's kind of feeding off of each other.
Yeah. I think a person me and you would talk to, and we would leave that episode like barely being able to breathe from all the laughter, is Donnell Rollins.
Oh, yeah.
Donnell,
I never thought about that.
Oh, my God.
That guy's hilarious.
If I ever see Donnell somewhere in public, because you never know who you run into in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm in L.A. and I see Donnell, I would have to shoot my shot. I'd be like, hey, man.
We got a podcast.
Yeah, I know you don't know me. You don't owe me anything. I ain't going to hold you. If I can, I'm so confident in the way I have conversations with people that I feel like if they're not in the mood, I'll back off and leave them alone. But once they engage me, I feel like I can get them not to do anything, but more than likely they would probably be able to move like, you know what, actually I'm in LA on the weekends, you know, blah, blah, blah. We could pop in and talk to Donnell, man. And,
yeah, that'd be fire.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd probably be the best episode ever, dude. Yeah. There's a couple go ahead.
I always thought like if we do the Brilliant Idiots that I think the world would implode, because those are like, you know, at least from my perspective, the model that we kind of built our
100%
podcast from. So yeah, I think that would be so dope.
That'd be dope, especially, you know, with Charlemagne. Like I'm like his understudy, you know. Been seeing him for years, and how, you know, the wild shit he used to say versus, you know, he tamed it down but still remained entertaining. You know, Andrew Schultz. I think that would be a great fucking episode. Not because it's just me and Keith, but we're like, we really in this podcast shit. We're really in this lane, like for reals. And next month on the 9th will be 4 years. So this ain't no podcast that pops up every now and then. We've been doing this shit a while. We may not have astronomical numbers, but them motherfucking numbers done shot up, and it's mainly because, you know, the time, man.
The Ukrainians.
I don't know if they're the ones driving the numbers, Keith.
Yeah. That joke bombed.
Yeah, it really bombed. You was looking for that joke. Oh, God, Keith. God damn it. Oh, that wasn't a bomb. That was a missile. God damn. You know what? I'm curious now. If I go to the analytics, how many would I see from Ukraine? A lot of these places love American content.
Oh, yeah.
Russia loves American content. And let me see. Okay. If you go to all time, they probably driving the numbers pretty good. All right. Oh, by the way, we're over 40K now on SoundCloud.
That's so dope.
Yeah, it takes a while, man. Takes a while. I don't care how long it takes you, but if you suck, motherfuckers are not trying to hear that shit. Yeah, you're not gonna make it to 40,000 listeners if you every week you struggling to get a sentence out of your fucking mouth.
People really like listening to our podcast.
Yeah,
it kind of like blows my mind because I just be chopping it up.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Okay, behind the United States, Ireland's behind the United States, and then Australia, Canada, the UK, Germany, Netherlands, Lithuania, Mexico.
Shout out to Mexico.
Yeah, Turkey, Turks and Caicos, France, Ukraine ain't even on here, cuz.
Oh man.
Oh, they are. My bad. Yeah, they are. Ukraine's right here. They ain't got a whole bunch of listens, but they got Ukraine, Poland, the Philippines. Shout out to Pacquiao. Pacquiao out here listening, bro. Shout out to Pacquiao, bro. Shout out to the Filipinos out here. Lumpias is fire. Korea out here. Kim Jong-un out here, this motherfucker. Australia, Serbia, Malaysia. Romania, Pakistan, Japan, Indonesia, Argentina, Nepal, State of Palestine. All right, shout out to all these countries that
That's
are
crazy.
in.
What your birthday's on Tuesday, right?
Yes, it is. Club going up
Yeah, man.
on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the policy too. What's up?
Those same news that y'all have forwarded to me on the 2nd, y'all could forward those same ones to Eddie.
Yeah, I need some current nudes though. Don't send me some news from back when you was in shape in college or something.
Have you ever got a nude too quick and you was like, you recycled this nude?
Yeah, you definitely recycled this nude.
Yeah.
This ain't the today's nude.
Yeah.
You sent me a nude when you had a short haircut. Now your hair long. That was 6 years ago, hon.
I got I wouldn't call it an unsolicited nude one time, but it was like an unsolicited booty pic, and I wasn't even like asking for it. It was just like, hey, like I see you working out. What type of workouts do you do? And then it was just booty pic. I'm like, what in the world?
I don't know what workouts you doing. I asked you for the workout. I did not ask to, booty pic.
And ask for your ass to be out.
Right. We need to start canceling these girls for sending us booty pics.
That's
that we didn't ask
facts.
for.
Yeah.
Right? Men too. # men too. We need to start the men too movement. Yeah. But yeah, there's that, man. Switching gears. Cain Velazquez. Some of you guys have heard of this story, and it's a very unfortunate, fucked up story regarding the former, or previously he was in the UFC, and then he went to the WWE. Cain Velazquez officially charged after allegedly trying to kill a man accused of molesting his relative. Former UFC Cain Velazquez has been formally charged after allegedly trying to kill a man accused of molesting one of his young relatives. The 39-year-old heavyweight champion was arraigned on Wednesday for shooting a man in an attempt to murder another man who has been charged with molesting. Key word, has been charged with molesting Velazquez's close family member, according to a statement from Santa Clara County District Attorney. Velazquez has been arrested at the scene of a Bay Area shooting on Monday and booked in the Santa Clara County Jail for attempted murder, according to San Jose Police Department. The district attorney's office claims that Velazquez fired a handgun multiple times into a truck carrying Harry Galarte and two other relatives and rammed the truck with his truck. Galarte's 63-year-old relative, identified his stepfather as his stepfather, was struck once, as he is expected to survive. He was the driver of the truck. He was the driver of the truck. A Silverado. Velazquez allegedly began shooting at the victims while driving. Following the victim's truck for 11 miles, the pursuit became a high-speed chase through busy streets in San Jose before authorities say Velazquez rammed his truck into the Silverado and fired multiple rounds with his registered .40 handgun. He had a .40 cal. Fuck. He was trying to blow some shit off. All right. A woman inside the truck called 911 for help. Velazquez has been hit with 10 felony charges, including attempted premeditated murder, 1 count of shooting at an occupied motor vehicle, 3 counts of assault with a firearm, 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count, count of willfully discharging a firearm from a vehicle, and 1 count of carrying a loaded firearm with intent to commit a felony, according to people. Investigators say he was trying to shoot and kill Galarte, who is facing felony charges that he molested a child. He was arraigned in Santa Clara County Superior Court in February, and a judge released him from custody. This is very important. A judge released him from custody without bail over district attorney's objections. According to the district attorney's office, he was on his way to get an electric monitoring bracelet, part of the conditions of his bail. When the truck he was in was ambushed, the alleged abuse happened at a Santa Clara County daycare center run by Galarte's mother. Galarte lived in a property where the daycare is located.
He lives
at the facility.
Oh my God, they tripping.
Yeah, fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
The sad tragedy is that Mr. Velazquez chose to take the law into his own hands. This is the lawyer, endangering the public and everyone in the truck. Santa Clara District Attorney Jeff Rosen stated on Wednesday, this act of violence also causes more pain and suffering to his family. Let me be very clear when I say this. The only reason why Cain Velazquez was trying to kill this motherfucker was because the same judicial system that the lawyer is trying to say he should have waited for released a fucking molester. Mm-hmm. They released a child molester and was about to give him a bracelet. This dude was going to be walking around after violating a child. I see why Cain was trying to kill this motherfucker. The only mistake Cain Velazquez made is he blacked out. He should have waited till dude got out the car to pop his ass. I'm not trying to look, this is for YouTube. So for YouTube, so they don't try to take the shit down. I'm not advocating say he should have, popped him. But let's just say, right? If you're going to do it, just make sure nobody else is involved. That's the only mistake he made. I'm not trying to advocate for no fucking molester.
But maybe he doesn't care if the guy, was the grandfather, who was the guy driving?
It was his stepdad.
His stepdad. Maybe he doesn't care because he's also driving around someone that he
is a molester.
Knows. Yeah.
So he wasn't trying to put too much thought into it. He's like, you motherfuckers, you might have been in on it.
Maybe. I would just say that with this whole thing, with any of these sort of things, whether it's, maybe somebody is abusing your sister, like, physically abusing her, or, they're just, or, maybe one of your siblings got jumped at school, whatever the case may be. We just have to know that this is the possible outcome of this situation.
Yeah.
You could potentially get, and like I have a uncle that went to prison for 5 years for attempted murder because somebody else got jumped and he was kind of defending him. Like these are just the results of those kind of things. Because I always hear all the time, like people say, like, man, if that happened to my sister, or if that happened to my daughter, I'll kill somebody.
Yeah.
But that, like, the result of killing somebody is that you're going to go to prison.
You're going to go to prison.
So I guess I would say, like, do what you want. I'm not saying what you should or what you shouldn't do, but just know that this is the result of those actions. When you don't allow the law to handle these sort of things, this is just the result of it. But also, the judge let him out, but he still has to go through the judicial system. You know what I mean? So there's the judge maybe letting him out without bail is kind of wild, and also letting him go back to the facility where he's on house arrest, where the daycare is. That's OD.
That's ridiculous.
But just in general, like if he just had a bail for $1 million or whatever, and he paid that and he got out, like that's just how our judicial system works, because you're innocent until proven guilty, I guess. But I can't say like free Cain Velazquez, because he knew it was premeditated. He knew exactly what was going on. For you to have a gun, and to know that, as soon as he got released, I'm following him 11 miles. Like, excuse me, he knew what he was doing. It's unfortunate that this is the way it plays out, but he just took the law into his own hands. So I can't necessarily say free him. I don't necessarily, I don't know. I feel obviously I don't like the whole child molestation aspect of it, but also like the law is the law.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When you say free Cain Velazquez, you're saying it from a sense of he violated a child, right? But you got to understand that, how do I put this? The court of public opinion is not the real court.
Yeah.
The court of public opinion is basically stating free Cain Velazquez because that sick fuck violated a child. He should be arrested. But when you break the law, you will never be free from it. Like you will never outreach. We just talked about the dude from TikTok. He was robbing multiple banks or robbing multiple stores, but he was wearing the same shoes. So we could say like, man, he was on TikTok. He seemed like he was a positive person. Maybe they should give him a chance. Once you break the law, all those conversations go down the toilet.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only mistake I feel he made was shooting the wrong person. That's my personal opinion. But that doesn't hold up in court.
Yeah.
I can't say, he shot the wrong person and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just not how the law works.
But I guess even if you wanted to be that, or if you wanted some harm to be done to him, and you are Cain Velazquez, who, you know, is probably financially well off, maybe putting together more of a well thought out thing. You know what I mean?
I just don't think people. I don't think people. I don't think that rational thinking comes in. I think some people black out. Yeah. I think some people black out, man. I think he blacked out. And he was like, I need to do something. You got to understand, Cain Velazquez comes from a fighting background.
Yeah.
Right? He comes from a fighting background. He's obviously he must be a law-abiding citizen to legally own a firearm. Right? So my thing is, I'm going to keep it a buck. I hope that due to him, I hope he doesn't have any priors. I hope he has a clean record. And the reason why I say that is if this is his first offense, I hope they'd be like, okay, you get 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I hope if you get 2 years, Cain could be out in 2 years. Maybe a year and a half on good behavior. Maybe 9 months. The way the law works.
Yeah. Those are some heavy allegations, though.
There's some heavy allegations.
Premeditated murder.
I mean, yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come down to I guess the judge's discretion. Like if what type of time, because there are minimum time stamps for all those things depending on which ones he gets convicted of. There
have been comparable cases, but I think here's the problem. What's going to get him serious time is due to the public. When you commit a crime like this and the public is involved, imagine, I don't know if he knew who was in the car or not. If he's just shooting through the car, what if it was little kids in that car and Cain would have shot him? Then we talking like, oh my God, this is just a terrible thing that happened versus free Cain. I think it wouldn't be a free Cain conversation if he shot a little kid. So we have to also check our morality, because sometimes we have selective morality. You know, kill the rapist, like get him out of there. Like that's how we'll feel. But if it was a little kid in there, that's when we change our tune.
Yeah.
You know? And the person that got shot was actually innocent. So we have to remember that, folks. As much as we want to free Cain Velazquez, we have to remember that he shot somebody that was not the person violating kids. I'm going to say it again, the only mistake he made was shooting the wrong person. That's he made more mistakes than that, obviously. But
from your moral standpoint.
Yeah, from a moral standpoint, that's the only mistake he made to me. But from a law standpoint, you put the public in danger. You recklessly drove. It was premeditated. You was shooting in trap. Like, it's so many other laws that he broke. And I just think that he blacked out. And my prayers, I'm going to keep it real. My prayers go out to him more specifically because, man, that's a tough position to be in as a man when you got a relative in your family, and Lord knows how the other people in his family reacted. Maybe it was like, oh my God, I can't believe he did this. They need to lock him up. And he like, man, fuck locking him up. I'm about to kill this motherfucker.
I just know for me, I hear those conversations all the time where people's like I was saying before, like, I'm going to take the law into my own hands, like, load up the gun, whatever. I just know for me, my freedom is very important.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, like, sometimes the law doesn't, move as fast as you want it to. But I am no use to this world sitting behind some bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're going to have to figure out something else to take care of.
But here's the problem, though. I think that you change your tune. I think it's easy to change your tune when you actually have the privilege of saying we got to try something else. But when the motherfucker that violated your young niece is walking around near you, it's like, I want him gone. I don't want this guy walking around anymore. I don't want this guy being normal anymore. He affected my young relative for the rest of her life. I do not want him alive. You got to understand how crazy it is for a person to violate a child, an unknowing, innocent, blank canvas child. You violate them and you get to go to Applebee's?
Yeah.
Man, fuck you.
I understand that. I'm just saying I'm not murdering. I don't know of pretty much any case where I'm murdering somebody, because I know the consequences of me murdering someone is that it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that he molested Cain Velazquez. was his niece.
I think it was his niece, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't, like in court, it doesn't matter. Like they're both going to prison. You know what I mean? And I personally just don't want to be, under no circumstances do I want to be sitting behind no bars.
Man, I'll tell you right now, I feel the same way in regards to not wanting to risk my freedom. But if I'm seeing this dude walking around and I got an AR-15 at the house and I'm like, yo, no one's going to do anything. If I sit back and wait on the judicial system, this guy might get 2 years and he gets to get out scot-free after what he did to my young relative. And it's like, yo, I got to live with the fact that she feels like this and that this guy is still walking. It's a very complex situation. And it's like, I can't say, if I was there, I would have did this. I just think that we have the convenience of not feeling what Cain Velazquez felt. The amount of, not even pressure, just the amount of pain that you feel as a man, as a family. They said he's a really big family man.
Yeah.
As a family man, a person that wants to protect his family. He's Mexican also. Mexicans are very family-oriented people. So if you affect my family, I got to make you feel this. If everyone in my family is maybe, if they're too afraid to do something, I'm going to be the one that does it. Because even if I'm locked up in prison, my niece is going to know that I did it for her. You know what I mean? So I think that
what does that change, though?
It doesn't change anything. However, it doesn't change anything in logic. And logically, it does not.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
and the breadwinner for their family is behind bars.
True, but here's the problem, though. The pain that she's going to feel is going to be for the rest of her life. I'm going to make you pay for it now. You're going to feel that pain. Or you're going to be somewhere in the ground. Because if she got to go to therapy because of this shit, you got to realize the long-term effects that stem from forms of abuse can go into especially a woman that's been violated either as a little kid or as a young woman. That shit could go well into her 30s, 40s before she actually feels better about what happens. Women that get violated have these deep issues for many, many years. And as a man being involved, or as a man that's the head of a household with these women that I feel the need to protect, because as a man, we're natural protectors, whether it's of our daughters, of our girlfriends, of our wives. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, at the end of the day, taking another person's life may not resolve the overall issue. But like right now, I'm looking at this Boys in the Hood poster right now. When they went and got Ricky, what'd they do?
They double back.
They double back. And Ricky had a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah.
He was about to go to college. You know, he had a baby. They shot Ricky. They went right back and retaliated. What did it really solve in the grand scheme of it? Not a lot.
Doughboy died.
Doughboy died at the end. I forgot about that. That's not supposed to be funny. Yeah. The way he died at the end was sad too, because you assume he was gonna be alive, like, oh, Doughboy, and then his character just disappeared. Then that sad song come on. Dude,
saxophone.
I swear to God, I was watching Boys in the Hood last night, and I could watch that movie in its entirety. Mm-hmm. Still, mm-hmm. That's probably one of my greatest. Oh my God, one of the greatest movies ever to me.
Yeah, for sure.
That
Singleton.
Oh yeah, that movie, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society.
Menace to Society is really
that's
good.
Another one I could watch from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is longer than both of those movies combined too.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. The Sandlot. That's another one.
I was talking about that the other day.
Oh man, those there's other movies, but those movies I can literally turn them all on now and watch them from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
No skips.
Yeah, no skips. That's facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like I can't speak for anybody else, but I just think for me, like my freedom is important. Not that I won't feel anything, because the person that murdered my uncle is on trial right now. You know what I mean? And he's supposed to be getting sentenced, I think this week. So obviously there's feelings involved. But I just think for me, like I have a goal in mind of where I want to go. Like, I don't know of any situation where I would want to throw away my freedom for revenge or something like that. And that's just me. There are some people that they don't mind, maybe Cain, I mean, I'm sure he thought about the consequences. He may not mind sitting behind a jail cell, just because he avenged his niece. But that's me. That's not me personally.
You gotta. I think that multiple things are true. Everything you're saying is true. There's probably be some people like, I don't know. I agree with Keith because if they did that to my son or my daughter or my niece, I would be this. Like, I think that all of these things are true, folks. Everything. What you're saying is true. What Keith's saying is true. I just think that since we're so, there's such a wide spectrum of people. And how we would deal with this situation, that all of these things are true, but they're true to us individually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Man, I'm drinking that damn cranberry juice, and it's generic. It don't even got a name. Just say cranberry. You think I'm fucking playing? Look. What did it say on the front? That motherfucker
that great value, huh?
Oh, it's great value. I guess that's the brand for those. Shout out to Walmart, yo. But you got to put a real name on this. Motherfucker just said cranberry.
Cranberry, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to clear out that UTI, huh?
What? Yeah, man, that's nuts. Yeah. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to Cain Velazquez.
I think that the judge could have handled that situation a little better.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he assumed that somebody would be trying to kill him as he left the courthouse or whatever. But yeah, and it's tough to say because there was so many things that I felt like went wrong in this situation. It's hard to say like what could have been done. Maybe it's a population thing, or maybe it's it's just too many people in the prisons. But to let him go home to the same place where he probably molested those kids.
There's a lot that we don't know. Also, they got to understand that in the prison system or in the jail, they have your paperwork, and the inmates that are there can see what you do. And inmates kill rapists. That is a known fact.
Yeah, he might not have even made it to his trial.
He may have not made it there. So maybe for his safety, he was released. But it's like to have mercy on a rapist is really fucked up.
Yeah, man.
Freaking what was I gonna say here? Dang it, I was gonna say something else. Yeah, that's really it. Geez, I had a point about him leaving. Wow, we'll have to remember. That's the thing that sucks about being in your 30s. You can have an amazing point. You'd be like, yeah, that's real. And then 2 minutes later, you're like, fuck, what was I thinking about?
Yeah.
Damn it. What do they call that? Something retrograde? What's it called?
I don't know.
I know. I got to look it up. It's something retrograde. It's what we all go through. It's like you reach a certain age and this shit just starts happening.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Retrograde.
Yeah. I know I'm not tripping. Hold on. It's not retrograde. No. Dang it. Let me see. It's something where your brain starts processing shit different. Cause a symptom. Retrograde amnesia. No, I don't have that.
Uh-oh. Let's hope not.
What is retrograde memory? Retrograde memory impairment refers to loss of memories a person has laid down prior to their brain injury. Oh, no, definitely not this. Damn it. There was a different terminology used, but I'll come up with it. Trouble accessing memories from before onset. Nope. All right, well, fumbled that one. Switching gears. Russell Westbrook. Recently, Russell Westbrook's wife was tired of the slander that her husband was getting due to his bad play. And here it is. Where are we at? Where the fuck? See, this is... Jeez, I hate
retrograde
this.
Killing you today.
It's fucking me up. Okay, basically... Let me see. Hold on. Just for context purposes, I like to have the actual thing. I don't know what happened. I literally had it up here. Okay, let's see. What did she say? Calls out Skip Bayless 2 days ago. Here we go. Russell Westbrook's wife calls out Skip Bayless for criticizing Laker. Westbrook's wife isn't biting her tongue on Friday. Nina Westbrook took to social media to accuse Skip Bayless of blocking her on Twitter. Wow. The licensed therapist and former UCLA basketball player was seemingly confused over the move, as she believed it was Bayless who was always on the offensive and constantly trashing her husband. I found out that Skip Bayless blocked me on Twitter as though I'm the one constantly harassing him and calling out his name, she wrote. Mr. Bayless, I'm not a real person. If you're able to use your platform to degrade my husband and constantly call him out of his name, then at least be adult enough to deal with the consequences of your actions. Don't try to erase me from your reality to make yourself feel better about your choices. I'm here. There's no need to block me. That's what she wrote, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the deal. I'm just going to be honest. I think that when we love people, we want to protect them, right? We want to protect them from, people talking bad about them or whatever. But Russell Westbrook is playing like dog shit. He is playing absolutely horrible. This is the worst Laker team I have ever fucking seen in my life. And Westbrook is a part of it. He is hurting the team. And this is not me just saying this. Like, he's really hurting the fucking team. Mm-hmm. This dude is playing terrible. He turns the ball over too much. All of these things. Regardless of how great his career has been, he is playing like he is drunk out there. It is terrible. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, as long as you're praising Westbrook, I'm sure he has no problem with that. I'm sure his wife has no problem with that. But I think at the same time, we do not need to coddle the people that we love. When they are playing bad and people are talking about them, they need to feel it. We need to stop overly protecting the people we love. This goes for parents too. If your child is doing some dumb shit, and let's say they commit some little crime and they get arrested, don't be out there like, my kid is a good kid. No, let the police take his fucking ass to the jail cell. You need to stop trying to coddle and protect people when they playing sorry in sports or they fucking up or they committing crimes. They need to feel what they're doing. And in this case, I know you're this man's wife and you want to protect him, but I think sometimes we need to take a step back and say, hey, my wife, the way she playing the basketball, or my husband, the way they playing basketball is low-key trash right now. Mm-hmm. They're better than this. I think as a wife, it may have been more effective if she said, hey, babe, I love you, but you need to step up. Mm-hmm. The biggest lesson I've ever learned in my personal life is when my dad sat me on the bench. I talked about this before. I was hurting the team. I shot like 2 air balls, and then I shot over the basketball court completely, over the backboard, everything. My dad yanked my fucking ass right out. Mm-hmm. Yanked me out and sat me on the bench until I could self-evaluate. He left me on the bench until I could self-evaluate how badly I was hurting the team. Mm-hmm. Right? And finally, he was like, you got your mind right? You ready to play now? The whole first quarter, I was on the bench. And even my teammates was like, damn. And the parents was like, oh, my God, he's put his son on the bench. Mm-hmm. But when I got in the game, I scored like 26 points. But by then, I was able to psychologically get my mind right. Yeah. But, dog, in this case, you can't keep defending somebody when they're not putting out the product that they did before.
Yeah. I think there is I don't know. It's tough to say because I think a lot of women, they like to, there's a supportive aspect, especially when it comes to athletes. So, and Skip Bayless is a person that, like, LeBron James could score 56 points and he'll call him LeBrick or something like that. Or he'll mention him not closing out the game, or he got saved again by Carmelo Anthony, or whatever the case may be. So I think I understand it in a sense where, like, his wife is probably trying to, like, go at Skip Bayless because he always calling him Russell Westbrook. But it comes with the territory, man. Like, he decided to play in Los Angeles, in his hometown. And we understand that Los Angeles, the Lakers organization, it's a winning culture there. They don't tolerate losing teams. If it don't work out within a couple of years, generally they're gonna mix it up and start getting rid of people and try to bring in different people. But you're right. Like he's not playing that well, and whatever whatever formula they had for him, as far as like the way they communicated to him, as during this stretch of bad play, it's not working.
Yeah.
So they may need to switch it up, and I think in terms of any relationship, I would hope you would have the space to. And his wife don't have to get on his case, but
No.
Just an honest conversation about his play, because you're only saying this is only a conversation because we know the potential. We
100%.
know the averaging a triple double for 3 years or something crazy like that, and obviously the numerous All-Star games and the highlights we've seen in the Western Conference Finals and all these different things. Like, we've seen it on display. We've seen him carry the Thunder pretty much by himself and a bunch of young people around him to a playoff berth and all these different things. We've seen it before. It's not clicking right now. And I think that similarly to you, I remember that's the difficult part about professional athletes. Sometimes they're almost above criticism a lot of times.
And that's not okay.
Yeah. And I can remember once my first game my senior year of football season, I was playing I played cornerback, but I was playing the game and we were winning and everything was cool. At least I thought it was cool. And I had screwed up on a couple plays, but they didn't cost us anything because the quarterback might have overthrew the receiver or whatever the case may be. But going into halftime, Coach Gola, he's like, "Yo, son, you're getting abused out there." And I was like, I thought I was playing good. But I went into halftime and I got my act together, and then the rest of the season I kind of made sure I prepared in a way to where he would never have to say that to me again. But in terms of Russell Westbrook, I could imagine the way that you're getting paid X amount of millions of dollars. You're the person that people want to see.
Right.
The jerseys around the arena. You're more famous than anybody in the organization outside of LeBron and a couple other people on the team. And it's just you may not even have this. There's probably not even a space to even have any sort of criticism for him. And it may be some passive stuff. It was times that I don't know. I haven't watched a Laker game in a minute, but it was times where he wasn't closing out the games.
Yeah.
And he was, saying I wish I was out there to help my teammates and stuff like that. But you could tell it wasn't really no communication. It was just yo, sit on the bench and you just not going in, and we're gonna have whoever else in the game. So.
My biggest issue with Russell Westbrook, more specifically, is his lack of accountability for his poor play. I think as a man or as a human being, when you're not getting things done, when you could stand up in front of everybody and say, you know what, I'm not playing good. That was a bad game. That's inexcusable. I set a higher standard for myself and I need to play better. Not one fucking time have I heard that. And that's why, as a 49er fan, I highly disapprove of Jimmy Garoppolo. I've watched Jimmy Garoppolo every fucking week throw an interception and throw for 130 some yards and then say, yeah, as a team, we just couldn't get it done. No, motherfucker. You need to say, hey, I was a part of that loss. Mm-hmm. I was a part of that loss because of how poorly I played. No one is above reproach. No one's above reproach. We need to stop allowing people to get away with being nonchalant while they fuck up. Because I feel like it says a lot about you when you could stand up. Left tackle for the Tennessee Titans, I think it's Taylor Lewan. He said one game, he said, man, I was trash out there. Mm-hmm. I got to be better, dude. I mean, it really affected the team. I was pure trash out there. Mm-hmm. That's not good. That's not the brand of football that I play. That was trash. Mm-hmm. That's what he said about himself after a game.
Yeah.
It says a lot about you when you could realize that's what's going on. But what I noticed about even LeBron James, it was one of the last games before the 56 points, he was arguing with a fan. Mm-hmm. It's dog, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You arguing with a fan, and it's because the Lakers are sorry right now. I'm a diehard Laker fan, but I can't even stomach the fucking games anymore. It's embarrassing.
But I can't say, do you know what they said?
What do you mean?
What the fans said?
I don't know what they said. I don't know what they said specifically.
I'm saying because there was once where he was arguing with a fan and they told him that they wished his son died in a car accident or something.
Yeah, they did. That's super fucked up.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I just don't know why you are interacting with motherfuckers in the stands. Run the plays.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look, I can't tell anybody what they should be receptive or not receptive to. But when you sitting there really arguing with these motherfuckers, like, bro, they came to watch. Look here. This is what you got to put this into perspective. You paid money to watch me. Why the fuck am I arguing with you for? You came to watch me.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's an athlete thing, though. Like, they are so aware of their surroundings. I don't think that affects LeBron's game. I just think that that's just... He just picks and chooses who he talks to.
Yeah, but it's insecurity too, though. I think that there's a certain amount of insecurity that you have to be a Kevin Durant, to be a LeBron James. The fact that when people are like, man, you're the best player ever, man, I love you, this and that, you're like, yeah. All right, appreciate you. I heard that a million times. All right, thank you. But when a motherfucker's like, LeBron, you played terrible, you losing your hair, this is going on, that's going to get his attention. Because he's a human being, first of all. So, I mean, as a human being, you're going to respond, but to always act like you're above that when you're really not. LeBron, look, especially LeBron has been pretty off-putting at times as a Laker. And I'm just like, come on, man. And him scoring 56 points, that didn't impress me, man. Look at the record, man. Lakers sorry as a motherfucker.
He's 37 though. I think that was cool.
Yeah, he's 37. That's great. That's fine. LeBron, 37, great.
And they beat the Warriors.
And they beat the Warriors. That's a great, but I mean, you're going to go right out there and get your ass whooped by the Pelicans. Got blown out.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I really hope, honestly, just blow the team up. Like, get rid of everybody. I'd rather watch a bunch of young Lakers coming up with a completely new roster than watch this is the worst super team ever.
Yeah.
AD can't even play the game because he always falling down. LeBron out there, a one-man show, you know, I forget the other star we got. Supposed to be Carmelo don't do shit. Ariza don't do shit.
Carmelo,
Westbrook
Ariza.
Don't do shit. What's the point of having these motherfuckers there? I'd rather that. You know, the more exciting team that I liked that team when Kuzma first came in. With Kuzma and motherfucking Brandon Ingram and goddamn
Jordan Clarkson.
No, that's the older young team. The one that had what's the name, Lonzo on it. Yeah, Lonzo, Kuzma, all those, Ingram, all those young guys. They weren't that great, but it was really exciting to watch. A lot of promising basketball to be in the future. Before them, Randall was there. Some good basketball. Julius Randle was some good hoop, man. And then they blew that team up, brought in LeBron. LeBron brought that culture to the team. That shit lasted 1 year, and it really don't feel like the Lakers even won a title.
Yeah, it was in a bubble, so
the bubble just felt like it just felt diluted. It felt like when you pour too much water in Kool-Aid. No, you know what I'm saying? It was just like some fruit punch. It was like this cranberry juice without no brand.
Water drink.
What? Orange drink. Fruity blast.
1% juice.
Yeah. Ultimately, man, all I'm saying is I think that, you know, her natural reaction to this was wanting to protect her husband, but your husband need to man up and admit how horrible he's playing.
Yeah.
And I think as spouses, as boyfriends, girlfriends, we got to be more honest with the people that we date too. Because if you dating a girl and she complains about things not going right, but you look at her effort and it doesn't match the complaints, you'd be like, hey, you need to toughen up. Like, I would be real quick to be like, look, I love you to death, but you need to toughen up. All you do is quit. You better than that. You need to get your ass back out there and get it done again.
Yeah.
And women will hate you for it. They'll fucking hate you. You're not with me. You're talking bad to me. But once they finally apply themselves and apply what you're telling them to do, they're going to see, hey, Eddie doesn't hate me. He loves me. He just wants the best for me.
Yeah. So
I think I can't tell her how she should be reacting, but don't be getting mad at Skip Bayless and everybody else when your man playing like dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think you have to know the temperature of the household.
Right.
So I would hope she knows how to, and if she's a psychologist, I would hope she would know even on a deeper level what could get him going. But yeah, I don't think that that whole like I'm going at anybody that disrespects my husband. That's not going to help him play
You're supposed
better.
to be a psychologist. How is that helping anything?
Yeah.
Use your degree. Use some of that logic you got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. So everybody send your prayers to the Lakers. They need it.
Yeah. And send Eddie some news on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? How old you going to be?
37.
37.
Yep.
You and Bron.
Send me 37 nudes. I know y'all got 37 nudes there.
People still out here sending news, man.
I remember it was probably like 3 years ago, easily. Over 3 years ago. I was just playing around. I was like, yo, it's my birthday. Send me some nudes. And this chick really sent me her whole naked body. I was like, yo.
On Snap?
Yep.
The Snap is a place to get them for sure.
I just opened it up and just seen some titties on there. No context, just titties.
Just straight titties, huh?
I was like, wow.
That's how you know people listen to the pod.
Yeah, I was like, hey, thanks, I guess. Shit, just hit my. Hey, matter of fact, for Keith's birthday and mine's, because Keith's birthday was on the 2nd, and mine's is on the 8th. My sister's is on the 11th. Crazy. Your brother's on the 14th, right?
18th.
Your dad's is on the 24th or something?
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. I always forget my dad. I think it might be the 23rd though.
23rd? Fuck, man. So many March birthdays.
Yeah.
March is always the dopest month. So many March birthdays.
Yeah. My niece's was on the 3rd also.
Oh, shit. One day after yours. Oh, my God. So dope. All right, so shout out to all the March birthdays too.
Yes, sir.
And folks, to all those that tuned in and made it to the end of the podcast, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.